It's that time again. Funday Sunday has arrived and it's been a funny old week in the news. Kevin Costner has been living under a yellow stone in a field of nightmares since his wife took him to the cleaners. ITV boss Dame Carolyn McCall has been questioned by a group of borrowers living inside her back pocket, otherwise known as the Culture, Media, and Sport Committee. Escape to the Chateau's Dick and Angel Strawbridge have been gorging on humble pie, and new godfather, Al Pacino, 83, has had to make a return trip to his local supermarket after mistaking incontinence pads for nappies. Oscar winner, Pacino was pictured with his partner Noor Al-Fala, 29, and their newborn son, Roman, in a car seat, cruising along Sunset Boulevard after the revelations that Pacino had demanded a prenatal DNA test, refusing to believe he could, quote, impregnate anybody. Sources say that he only found out about the impending arrival 2 months ago and that he had believed the relationship with Noor was long over. He was said to be shocked at the revelation. It seems his partner, Noor, is no stranger to dating the older man though, having enjoyed romances with several high-profile figures over the years, including Rolling Stones icon Mick Jagger and billionaire Nicholas Berggren. She was also seen out and about with Clint Eastwood, 93, in 2019. However, she insisted that the pair were just friends. According to an insider, Noor has a thing for older men and always has. Poor old Pacino. The hardest thing about being famous is that people are always nice to you, especially in the bedroom, so it appears. We could say that he really should have seen it coming. In other news this week, ITV boss Dame Carolyn McCall had a jolly old time at a parliamentary committee, hobnobbing with her old chums who all appeared to be still hungover from the free bar at the last ITV do. Looking decidedly shifty as she tried to save face during the 2-hour questioning following Phillip Schofield's admission of an unwise but not illegal affair with a younger male colleague, she felt the heat from the roasting and quickly turned down the temperature, covering up her own roost with a thick layer of tin foil. ITV viewers, otherwise known as Tower Block Traces, were not happy with the unfolding drama, vowing to switch off their television sets after MP John Nicholson claimed that's how This Morning producers refer to their audience, suggesting the cruelly dismissive term was used to describe a section of its demographic who wouldn't be attracted to highbrow content. Dame Carolyn said that she'd never heard of the phrase. Right. Perhaps it slipped her mind, like which year it was when ITV staff went into lockdown, one of the most memorable times in our living history. It was said that Schofield's lover, referred to during the hearing as Person X, denied the relationship with the former host of This Morning 12 times when quizzed, but an official probe was never launched. Dame Carolyn was told by Mr. Nicholson, "This morning you've talked about the way ITV talked to Person X. You've called it a review twice and an investigation once." She then interjected to clarify, "I've never called it an investigation. I might have said investigated. We did investigate, but I wouldn't call it an investigation because that gives it a kind of formality and structure that, because of the rumors and because of the time period, it didn't have." McCall was also asked how she felt about a tweet from former ITV presenter Eamon Holmes that claimed high members of ITV management knew what sort of man he was. McCall replied, "We didn't receive it. It was on Twitter. Don't look at Twitter. I think it's actually defamatory. Never mind anything else." But of course, we wouldn't say that because it would just inflame the situation. ITV Managing Director Mr. Ligo hit back claiming that former presenters hitting out at the channel hadn't made claims while they were at ITV. And, he added, it wasn't surprising to hear such comments. True to form, Eamon Holmes was quick to retaliate, saying on GB News, "There's a scene in A Few Good Men where Jack Nicholson shouts, 'You can't handle the truth.' Well, I know the truth and I know what the truth is. I know what I know and they, ITV, don't seem to know a lot. People take sides on these things whether it's the Boris business or the Phillip Schofield business. But people can't handle the truth." Eamon also repeated his demand that ITV bosses make public the evidence for how their investigation into Schofield's affair was carried out. He added, "I'd just like to see the documentary evidence and see what the quiz was and what the questions were. I'm surprised that wasn't asked for because my understanding of it was both parties were basically asked, 'Are you okay? You okay? Yes, okay, both happy?' And that was it." Blinkerhole doubts very much if that evidence will materialize, not concrete evidence anyway. A few hastily typed up minutes of a meeting just won't cut it. In our opinion, they did diddly squat to investigate it, which brings us to Schofield defender Jeremy Clarkson, who took aim at ITV in his Sunday Times column for trying to rid the screen of all middle-aged men. The baffled, who wants to be a millionaire, host, Clarkson, has previously called the Phillip Schofield scandal weird and claimed he had never seen a witch hunt like it. He said as things stand, no crime has been committed. I don't know him at all well and have no skin in the game, but it seems to me he is only guilty of being what he said he was. Gay. Clarkson, former Top Gear presenter, was in the news again this week, having recently partially won a battle with West Oxfordshire District Council. He has now been granted permission to extend the car park at his diddly squat farm in Chadlington, making much more room to park his opinions in. In other news this week, Kate, the Princess of Wales, was burped at by an infant during her visit to health workers in Nuneaton. The room apparently erupted in laughter as she made a fuss of a 10-week-old Raphael Pickering, who let out the little noise as he was sat on his horrified mother Brogan Goodwin's lap, who said afterwards, "I thought he was going to be sick. I thought, please don't vomit on the princess, but luckily it was only a burp." Other egg-sellant news involved a 1 in a billion find. A perfectly round egg bought by an Aussie shopper from their local supermarket Woolworths at Fisherman's Bend, Melbourne, has been valued at over $1,000, but many expect the price to go higher. The last round egg was sold for over $1,400. Yoke, kidding us, that's extortionate. Talking about eggs, there is one face covered in a yolky mess right now, and that belongs to Matty O'Hagan, a dad from Stockton-on-Tees who has Phillip Schofield tattooed on his rear end. Matty, who appeared on Celebrity Juice in 2017 to show it off, has insisted that he still has no regrets, even though he has now become the butt of his mates' jokes following the former This Morning presenter's downfall. He says that he is still proud of his ink and even has Holly Willoughby tattooed on his other cheek, where her other face is, we dread to think. He got the unusual tattoos back in 2017 in an effort to outdo his flatmate Lee, who has Ant and Dec tattooed on his rear. And so to get one up on him, Matty went ahead and spent 3 hours getting Holly and Phil inked on himself. At the time, tattooist Steve Bell said it was by far the strangest request he'd ever had. Immortalized for life beside Phillip Schofield on somebody's behind surely must embody her feelings right now, and Blinkerhole wonders how long will it be before Holly Willoughby decides to get herself lasered off, distancing herself further from her former bestie and his lingering aftershave on the This Morning sofa. It has to be said, it's been a rough ride for Holly, with her image being undoubtedly tarnished, and you have to wonder whether it would survive another bashing if the Phillip Schofield scandal takes a dark turn for the worse. What if Phillip's former lover decides to tell all in the future, and what if others come out of the woodwork? If they did, it might give her a nasty bite on her own backside, and we think that there will be more than just a few disgruntled tower block traces ditching their television sets for Holly to worry about.
Hello, is this ITV? This is Tower Block Tracy speaking. Stuff you.
Please like and subscribe for more journeys through the Blinkerhole. For entertainment purposes only.